All right. So, hi, Erika.
Hello, hi Caroline.
It's not been a while since we've spoken, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Before I came to England. And, we're putting this package together for educating our Matrix community on past lives and how to work with that. And, Carl reminded me about a session that I did with you back about 5 years ago. And I know that there were some issues, and I'll ask you about that in a minute. But so you are in our EFT Matrix world as a trainer, and all the other things you've got tied to your bow, but we'll talk about that later. So, first up, can you just share a bit about why, what happened back 5 years ago when we were both assisting on one of Carl's courses in Brighton, wasn't it?
That's right. So we were both assisting, and I remember I brought my daughter along to come and become a practitioner, and so it was a really exciting time, a great course. And I'd started Charisma Kids, the company that I founded and now run, about 8 to 10 months before that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying, right, actually, I really want to start to work with this properly and get it off the ground. I need to raise some money. And I knew that I still had some residual money blocks. I'd done quite a bit of work with Matrix and EFT to look at blasting my money box. But there was just something that was still kind of holding me back. And I remember speaking to you about it. And at the time, you were sort of saying that, you're finding a lot recently that past lives have got quite a bit of a part to play. And I was a bit like, well, I've never done any past life stuff, and I don't know that I ever would. And we sat down, started tapping. Something came up in my throat, and all of a sudden, we were back to a past life, and it was
Mm.
just completely uncanny the way that you'd mentioned it before, and then all of a sudden I was back there. So worked through this scenario, which was a Native American girl actually who'd had all of her family killed, and they'd stolen all of the family's wealth. And so we went through that scenario, found some resolution for that echo, and then sort of went off and continued to assist all of the other people on the program, on the course, that needed our help. And I
Yeah.
didn't really think too much of it, because it might have been about a 20-minute session. It wasn't anything to really write home about.
Mm.
But within the next couple of weeks, things just really started shifting and changing. And I noticed, beyond any kind of shadow of a doubt, that was one of the catalysts that
Yeah.
had caused some of the shifts. And I remember going back to Carl, and swearing at him quite a bit, going, I can't effing believe what's gone on with all this past life stuff. It's been absolutely awesome. And saying that I was really starting to manifest things. So that was where things really started to take a turn, in terms of my confidence around raising money for the business, and then putting myself out there, for selling Charisma Kids.
Yeah, great. And just going back to that memory that we did work on, where the your echo had lost all the family wealth. So, um, just remind me, did we have her then having wealth? Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just want to clarify
Yeah,
that
yeah. So the
because
resolution was that she was able to get her wealth back. So
yeah,
she did. She did. She got that resolution.
great. Okay. And so, can you just share a bit about what you're up to now? Because I know we have been swap partners, of course, over the last few years,
Yeah.
and that's been really cool. So I've heard bit by bit what you've been doing, but do you want to share a little bit about what has actually happened in your life and where you're at? Because at the end of the day, at that time, you well, still are, I think, a single parent. You had how many children?
Five.
Five children, obviously 5 years younger back then. And
Yeah.
so, you had all that to deal with as well. And, so yeah, just share a bit about where you're at now.
So where I'm at now is that I still run Charisma Kids. We had our 6th birthday back in April. The the business has scaled to a phenomenal level. I managed to secure a preload deal that saw us preloaded to about 15 million tablets. So we have a huge number of users around the globe. And yeah, it's, I suppose, not just around past lives, but EFT and Matrix in
Mm.
general, I credit with everything really.
Yeah.
It's been the tools that I've learned along this journey have completely changed my life.
Mm. Brilliant. Okay, great.
Yeah. So, and just to kind of finish there, I also speak for Sky News, and I do a few other bits and pieces, running seminars for Fortune 500 companies, and sometimes I do retreats for CEOs as well.
Well, there you go. So it's all kind of high end, top notch stuff, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know,
not bad.
so yeah, well done. That's really good to know. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for that, Erika. It's really good to catch up with you, and it's great, to let people know how pertinent these past lives can be, as you've just said. And I know for myself, I went back and did a past life on, being a servant in a manor house. But I've also done past life work where I was like the pauper and the poor person. So I've done matrix on that, and my life has shifted as well. So, um,
It it genuinely is incredible because
mm,
I swap with Janice Thompson a lot, and
mm,
we done some past life work on relationships
mm,
recently, and this is the second time that whenever I've done lots of work in this lifetime, but
yeah,
it's actually the real catalyst, the real shifts start to take place when I go back to the past life
yeah,
and then do the work there, and then just things start skyrocketing.
yeah.
So I urge everybody to kind of have a look at it at least, and see whether they're able to get some of the shifts that I've been able to.
Yeah, fantastic. And it's all timing, isn't it? The fact that all of a sudden Carl's recognizing that, maybe we need to look at past lives a bit more and educate the community. And then what's that going to do for our community if we're all kind of, being able to access these lives and, yeah, do the healing work.
And living at full throttle in
Mm,
life, which is the most important thing. I mean,
mm.
whatever it takes to get you being your best self is exactly what we need to do.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. And that's one of my mottos, is becoming the best version of yourself.
100%.
You
And
know?
I still feel like I've got work to do, and that I'm on a journey to becoming the best version of myself. But
Yeah.
this version of myself is 100 times better than the version of myself that I had 5 years ago, and even 10,000 times better than the version of myself 9 years ago when I first came
Mm,
across this work. So
yeah.
yeah, it's been a phenomenal journey, and I'd like to say thank you to you, to Carl, and to the rest of the community um, for being there.
Yeah. All right. Beautiful. All right. Thanks, Erika.
Thanks. Take care.